deciding to come to CBA was a little bit of a process for me. Up until through 7th grade, probably, I thought I was going to go to Middletown South. I was going to play football, basketball, baseball. I was going to be a 3-sport athlete, busy all year round. And then you learn more about CBA because both my older sisters went to public school, and I learned more. And brother Frank was gracious enough to give me and my club baseball team actually a tour of the place. So just having the ability to see the place and getting rid of that uncertainty probably cleared up my mind that this was the place for me to go. The team does community service together. One of the current seniors runs a Special Olympics up there for the small town of Middlebury. So even for such a not so secluded town, but for a small town that's very tight knit together, how they still want to keep everyone involved, keep everyone happy, and how the school really helps with that. I'm very excited to keep playing basketball. I've been playing it forever. My dad might still swear I'm a better baseball player, but I'm still oh so excited to play basketball. On my visit, met the guys. They're very similar to the team we have here, spend a ton of time together, love each other's presence. And, on my visit, one of the guys said, hey, this is probably one of the few teams where if anyone texted at 2 a.m. that, hey, I need you, we'd come. So having that type of bond between the guys, it's more than just playing basketball, it's who you're playing with. The teachers definitely take a different approach to you. You're talking eye to eye with them. And another thing is that you're making relationships with teachers that you don't even have. So you see people in the hallway, you say hello, and they're still always willing to help. But you get a lot of bad habits knocked out of you, definitely. If I had to point to one directly, it would be Mrs. Dabrowski's sophomore year chemistry class. There was very little room for error at home. If everything was assigned Monday, it was due Friday, and it was all your responsibility to get it done. So it was almost a rite of passage to say, hey, you got through this, you can do the rest of it. So not only was it difficult, but it's also a little bit of a pat on the back saying, hey, you can do it, you got this. I was lucky enough to come in with the mindset of, hey, just try it. I wasn't just trying to, get through the day and say, it's all right, I got through it, I can go home and do my homework. I wanted to try things. So I think coming in with that mindset definitely helped me open new doors, meet tons of different people, and really maximize my experience here. I represent the class of 2025 along with the other grades as well. But to be the one voice that speaks for everybody is a big responsibility. So a lot of people would come to me and say, hey, how do we get this done? How do we get this done? And so in some ways, I was just a middleman, for people to come with their ideas that I would further support. But also getting that kind of behind the scenes experience where, hey, these are the steps you got to go through. This is what goes into planning these events. I feel like that was also very good for me and for my future as well. So receiving an award like that speaks volumes. I've received recognition for my academics. I've received recognition for my athletics, but to receive an award for my character really stands out to me because my character has been affected by family, friends, all the people I've met, the faculty, students, teachers here. So I feel like winning an award for myself was really also winning it for everyone who's helped me get this far. So almost the opposite of individual. So winning an award for my character is definitely, a whole separate thing to me. I'm very proud and honored to have won that. Just the idea of taking things and running with them, I think took me very far. Some of the first friends I made were in biolab, where it's in the first group setting you're ever in. So just being around the same guys over and over again, and you learn more about them and you ask genuine questions. You make friends in some places that you don't think you would make friends. You make relationships in places you wouldn't think you'd make relationships. I've never had Miss Chezik as a teacher ever, but anytime we see each other, I'm in the classroom, hey, how are you? So you never know what the next day is going to bring. And so, being open to that growth, being open to all the responsibilities and opportunities that are given to you here, you have to embrace it. And so when you embrace it and maximize what you can, I think that's when you really get the most out of CBA. Knowing everyone's going their separate ways is, it's a little sad, but everyone's growing into what they're supposed to grow into. So it is a nice feeling that CBA has helped nourish them. So, what I miss most is probably the people and the people that make up this place. So that I think that's what makes it most special. say yes to everything. You know, people are going to come to you like asking you to join a club that maybe there's only a few kids in, or, you know, my first day here before I even took a class, I got my math textbooks and Mr. Reagan slipped a piece of paper in my shirt pocket, said, "Welcome to math team. You know, we meet on Monday after school." So I went, I ended up not staying with the math team through after my freshman year, but I still think it was a kind of a keystone experience where, hey, you know, so much more goes on here than from 8:10 to 2:34. So kind of realizing that you can do really anything you want to. So if you have a passion for something, if you really like something, you really want to work that into your life here at CBA, you absolutely can.